Welcome to Sunny Sanctuary. Today, we are going to do some work on our lower body. Last time I uploaded a practice, we focused on being in a chair and being able to get a midday break. That was a lot more upper body, give you some lower body, and right after this video, you will see where you can have modifications because we are about inclusion around here. Make sure you have discussed with your doctor before starting any physical practice whatsoever, even if it's walking and going to the gym. People need to be healthy, right? So the first thing we're going to do is Supta Kapotasana. Supta Kapotasana. Yes, I'm still learning how to say these words, and I'm going to teach you as I practice them. We learn together. How about that? But I do know how to do these moves. This is reclined pigeon. All of the next set of moves are going to help you be able to get into postures like this, where you have hero, okay? Like this, you have seated with sitting on your feet. You want to be able to get into these if possible. And if not, at least you get some toe work in and we teach you how to do it in a chair. Let's get moving. First thing you do for Supta Kapotasana is you're going to lay on your back. I want you to go on your back. One thing, we're going to go vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to go slow because I want to make sure nobody hurts. There's no need. We're not in a rush. We can go slow down onto the mat. Notice I'm going vertebrae by vertebrae. For reclined pigeon, figure 4. I want you to take your right foot, place it above, just like we did in the chair exercise, right above your left knee. You're going to take your hands, grasp them together behind your thigh, and you're going to pull gently towards your face. If this is as far as you can go, good. If, like in the chair, you could put a little guidance to open your hip more this way, great. If not, and you can get into this motion, go as far as your body will let you. Do not pull up. I want you to sit bones, stay down on the ground. We stay here. Remember your deep breath, pataramas. In through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose. Notice that my feet are flexed. One foot, the foot is flexing towards my face. I'm engaging all of my leg in this position. The other foot that is on top is flexing towards the wall, engaging the other leg. We're going to gently put both our feet down. We're going to switch positions. Same movement. What you do to one, you do the other. Figure 4, Supta Kapotasana. Don't make fun of me, I'm still learning. If it's only here, great. Here, great. Here, still great. Go ahead and flex your feet. Now your right foot is going towards your face and your left foot, well, mine is going towards the camera. You want to pull in, make sure you're not going overboard. You just want to pull in enough where you feel the stretch. This movement also activates your glutes and does wonderful things for your hips. 2 more breaths in and out. Okay, we're gonna put both feet down gently. We're gonna do a move called windshield wiper. Sochitandrasana. You can either have your hands beside you. You're going to take your knees and go from one side to the other side, just like a windshield wiper. Breathe in and out your nose as you go through them. This is also great for if you go down far, if you're able to go down far enough, you go as far as you can. You want to get the benefit of the stretch it gives you around your hips, your glutes. Remember, we're trying to make sure we get into a great seated posture. We're going to do 2 more, 1 on each side, and we're breathing. It is okay that your hip comes up. I'm not looking for your hip to be heavy in this position. Anada Balasana. Anada Balasana. This is going to be a weird one. You guys have seen it. You've seen it because little babies do it. When they discover their feet and they can't help themselves, you're going to lift your leg. Let's take the left leg first. Wrap your hand around that outside edge. And the goal is to have your hip, your knee meet your armpit. And then you would lift the right foot, grab the outer edge of your foot and pull down. And you would want to make sure that your low back, you kind of spread a little bit, your legs apart a little bit. You want to get into your hip. This is a really great hip opener for people with tight hips. You want to make sure your lower back stays down. Listen, everybody can't do this. I will show you modification at the end of the video. If you are able to do this, if you can only grab your feet, touch your feet in this position, then that's part of the battle. It takes a while. Give yourself grace and a break to be able to get as far down. In this position, what's great is you can move back and forth. I promise you will not fall if you go slow. And you can give your lower back a really great massage against the floor. It really does feel good. All right, we're gonna gently come out of that. Make sure you let your feet go and gently put them back on the ground. We're going to get ready to sit up. Okay, we're gonna get ready to sit up. We're going into Garbhahanasana, fetus pose. What you do is, and once you turn on your most comfortable side, put your arm rest underneath your head. Your head is on top of your bicep. You're still fully aligned. And then you're gonna slowly push yourself up. And we're going to go, move yourself back up. We're going to go into butterfly pose, which is Baddha-Konasana. Butterfly pose. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can see. Now, I'm going to show you how you can modify this, but butterfly pose, your feet start off, your legs start off in a diamond shape, your feet are together, and what you want to do is slowly pull your feet in towards your body. You're going to cup your feet, hold them together, and gently let your knees fall heavy. This is when I need your whole entire lower body to be very heavy. I need your top part of your body. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. Top part of your body is straight. You are intentionally holding on to your feet, cupped. Everything's aligned and matching, one side to the other, the yin and the yang. And you're slowly letting your hips open. You don't have, if you're here, that's fine. At least you could get here. If you can go down further, Do not press your legs as you continue to grow your practice. So if you're here today, 6 months from now, you could be down here, a year down here. I want you to take 2 deep padaramas. Okay, we're gonna with intention, let your feet go. Gently guide your knees back together. All right, the next one we're gonna do is rabbit pose. Sasengasana. I'm so sorry to the people I'm butchering this. I'm working on it. This one requires you to get up on your knees. If being on your knees is not comfortable at all, do not do this pose. Do not. There's no need to put more pressure on your knees if you do not have knees that accommodate this type of pose. If you have a bad upper back or your sciatica is bothering you, do not do this pose. It will bother you more. You cannot do these poses until those things are under control. For those who just have comfortability, if you do not have a thicker mat, you can take your mat that you do have, you can fold it over and then put your knees down. That gives you extra cushion if it is needed. So in rabbit pose, what you're gonna do is we are on our knees, hip width distance apart, aligned. Our feet are flat. We are going to tuck our bottom, engage our core, and then we're gonna slowly make sure this stays, your legs stay at a 90-degree angle. We're gonna slowly go down on our head and take our arms and put them at our sides. I want you to take 3 deep padaramas here. When you take your padaramas, make sure you're holding your core in as if you're pulling by a string. Now, to come out of this pose, I want you to take both your hands, put them underneath your shoulder, gently start to push yourself up using your hands as your strength. Slowly start walking your hands backwards and slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time with your head and your neck are last. Rabbit pose. Rabbit pose has a lot of benefits for stretching out the lower part as you want to be able to get down low enough to do some of the floor poses that we do. You're gonna love me for cow facing pose. Gomukha Asana. Gomukha Asana. I know, I'm killing the names. All right, this ends up being where one leg is over the other like this. Now, the closer, if you're able to do this, you want to make sure that your knees are pretty aligned. If they're not fully aligned, it's okay. If you're just getting to this, that you do regular cross leg, only one leg will be over the other. So, in cow facing pose, right now I have my left leg over my right. The closer I pull in my feet, the easier the pose is. You want to make sure that both of your hips, your bum, your lower half is even on the ground. There should be no lifting up just to get into the posture. If you find that you're lifting, back off the posture some. It just means you have time to grow into it. However, as you get more advanced, this is what your cow facing pose should look like. Okay, you're gonna put your hands together at heart center. Remember, these are mudras. We'll get more into our hand gestures. Notice how I am pointing my toes at each other. That is also activating everything in my legs in my bottom half. You'd actually get a really good stretch. Good stretch. If you feel like gentle pulling, not a snap, not a pinch, then it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. One more breath in this pose because we need to do the other side. Deep breath in and deep breath out. How do we switch? I make it very easy. Take your hands, put them by your hip. Move the top leg. Slowly remove the bottom leg. Then we're gonna switch. My left leg now goes under. My right leg goes on top. I'm making sure that my sits bones are fully anchored down, flush to the mat. Again, if your knees, sorry, I gotta adjust mine most of the time because this is tighter. One side's always going to be tighter than the other, no longer how long you've been practicing. It's life, it's normal. Go closer, even if you're able to get into full cow, right? If it's just not the day, this what your cow gonna look like, okay? Because that's okay. Cow pose, we're making sure that our feet are pointed towards each other. We're flat, we're completely flush to the mat, and our mudra is in prayer pose. Take 2 very deep padaramas for me. Now that we've taken the second padarama, we've done that, our hips should feel pretty open to us, and we should at minimum be able to sit crisscross. Now the closer you pull in for crisscross and a comfortable seated position, sitting upright, shoulders down, the way that we need to when we're in yoga, the closer that you have your legs, the less intense. The more opening of the legs is more intense, okay? So this is less intense. This becomes more intense. You grow into this position over time. There are days where I can't get here. Now, to have us relax, because we all deserve to relax, let's do up the wall pose. Final pose for the day. Final pose for the day. Oh yeah, final pose for the day. Legs up the wall. Legs up the wall, super easy. Take your hip and move yourself as close to the wall as possible. See how flush I am against the wall? This is gonna make sure that you get the benefits of legs up the wall, which actually is very, very relaxing. You're gonna slowly come down. As you come down, bring your legs around. Slowly put them up the wall. I want you to take your hands and just rest them beside you. Make sure your shoulders are rolled down. This is our final resting pose for today. Relax your toes, your feet. You can wiggle them around. You can sit here, man, I could sit here for a while. So give yourself a few minutes of just inhale and exhales. Let the exhales be out your mouth. So we're gonna breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. It's just a deep sigh. Breathe in and breathe out your mouth. When you go to breathe out your mouth, I want you to exhale everything so your body literally feels like it's melting. It's just letting go and giving to the floor and the wall that are sturdy spaces that your body can feel comfortable giving into. Again, breathe in through your nose. Hold it. Hold it. Take one more sip at the very top. And let's do our final exhale. Everyone should be nice and comfortable, relax. Thank you for joining me today in Sunny Sanctuary. I appreciate you practicing with me. Namaste. We are trying to open our hips so that we could be on the floor doing some more of the floor activities. So I promised some ways in order for you to modify. So in a chair for seated pigeon, 4-legged pose. Want you to, I'm gonna turn my chair. I'm so glad I got one with wheels. We're gonna take our leg like we did the other day. You're at a 90-degree angle. Since we're seated, I want us to move with great intention. We are loving ourselves, so we are helping to pick up our leg. We're starting to flex our toes towards the wall. Put your ankle right above your knee. And if this is where you are, great. If you can lower further this time, want you to challenge just a little bit until you start to feel along the side a stretch, not a pinch, not a yank, not anything sharp. Feel that, move back. Make sure your foot stays at a 90-degree angle and everything stays aligned. I want you to go forward as far as you could possibly go. Take 2 deep pataramas for me. I want you to gently walk yourself up with great care and attention. Please put your foot back down. Let's pick up our left foot. We're gonna line it. Again, ankle right before your knee. We stay away from the knees. Point your toes. This time, my toes are pointed towards the camera. If you can only be here, okay. Even if you could only be here, okay. Just make sure you're tucked, your core is engaged like somebody's pulling at a string at your back. If you're able to go further, let's go further. We're gonna go ahead and bend. We're bending from the hips. We're moving forward as far as you can go. You'll feel the stretch, glutes, hip flexors, everything's turning on around this area. That's what you want. That's the beginning of living in an open body. Take 2 more pataramas for me. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I want you to walk yourself slowly up with care and attention because we love ourselves. We're going to gently put the left foot back down. Windshield wiper, the Suditanasana. I want you to sit on the edge of your chair, properly sitting upward, knees 90-degree angle. I want you to hold on to the side of your chair because just with your legs, you're going to go left and right. Left and right. This is the next best thing to doing windshield wiper. You're getting some benefit of starting to open your hips, and you, if sitting properly, could feel this in your core. 2 more pataramas. Come on with that breath work. It works so well. Happy baby is going to be a little tricky. So what I prefer for you to do, if able, is I prefer for you to take your hands, cup them gently behind your thigh, right towards the middle. Stay away from your knee. Stay away from it. What I want you to do, instead of doing regular happy baby, I would like you just to pick up. Now listen, you're picking up. Your leg is limp. I want you to activate your feet by pointing them, because you would in regular baby pose. I want you to point your feet going towards your face, but I want you to gently, with your hands, pull your leg in, going towards your armpit. I'm gonna change direction. My foot's still at a 90-degree angle. I'm still sitting upright, but my knee is going towards my armpit. If you're only able to get this far, okay. If you're able to get this far, yep. If you're able to challenge yourself, now challenge yourself in the best way possible. We love ourselves. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. So we're gonna go up in this direction. One more breath out. In and out. We love ourselves enough to put our foot down gently. Then we're gonna grab behind the other leg. Remember, staying away from the knee. Foot stays grounded. You're gonna activate your foot as you're lifting your leg, because your leg's not doing anything. It's your arms. You need your arms. But having your feet towards your face activates other things. We like it. All right, gently pull up, and again, going towards your armpit. Take a few breaths for me. Deep, deep Padaramas. One more. And gently put our foot back down. If you're in a chair, I'm not gonna recommend regular rabbit. What I'm gonna recommend is cat-cow instead, because that's gonna be easier on the back. So cat-cow, 90-degree angle, your bottom is all the way to the edge of your chair. Once you put your hands on your knees, and cat, I want you to round your back. Okay, deep breath out. And for cow, I want you to pull your chest forward. Now I'm not hyperextending, I'm not pulling everything. I just want to pull my chest through my arms. So just my chest. This is cow. And I should feel a nice stretch across here. Let's go back into cat back. You should feel the stretch across your back. One more for each side. So let's go into cat. We're curvy like a C. Our shoulders are down, away from our ears. We're pulling through the shoulders. And then we go into hello cow. Make sure you're pulling across your shoulders, you're upright. And relax. Deep exhale. Now legs up the wall. Of course you cannot do that. Well, you possibly could do it in a chair. The problem would be is that your legs wouldn't be, well, there's not enough, right? Or you're in the bed and you can sit, like move your pillows. Do not do this on pillows. Move your pillows, put your bottom against your headboard and put your legs up the wall. That works. Those are the main things for right now that would work. And what you want is just to exhale. Now, if it's that you have a comfy chair that has a higher back, listen, you are free. If you have let's say you have an ottoman, put your legs up for a while. Give them a break from being up, from being in this position all day long. Give them a break. Put them up, move your feet around, relax. And thank you for joining Sunny's Sanctuary. I hope you reap benefits from everything that you have learned today. I look forward to seeing you again.